blessing to be with you and a blessing to see you. All the familiar faces and unfamiliar faces. It's good to be here. I want to thank also everyone in my invitation to share a special day with you, 5-year celebration. And God has been doing that until now, but also from here, God's plans. Prayed specifically for the church, and I'll share at the end the word that God gave me for the ministry and where the ministry will be leading in the next 5 years. If you open your Bibles in Mark chapter 10 verse 17, and we're going to jump into the word. And I'm going to share the word with you, but as I share the word with you, it is a prophecy. I'm prophetically speaking into this year, the season of the life, and then I pray specifically for 2020, also for a word for the year. And unlike other years, God has given me a word, and with the word, God has given me tools to equip people for this year. And so this morning, I'm not just going to give you a prophetic word, I'm going to give you tools. And I'm going to give you a couple of things that's going to help you. You can apply it immediately when you walk out of this building, and it will help you. Now, the things that I'm going to share with you today, the Lord spoke to me about this. He said, Andre, these things will determine the level of victory that my people will have in their journey. And so I'm going to share it with you, and it will help you in where you're going in this year. You can apply it whether in ministry, in business, if you stay at home, mom, wherever you are, things that you can apply, and it will determine the level of success this year in 2010. Amen. Mark chapter 10 verse 17, it says, as Jesus started on his way, a man ran up to him and fell on his knees before him. Good teacher, he asked, what must I do to inherit eternal life? Why do you call me good? Jesus answered, no one is good except God alone. You know the commandments, you shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not give false testimony, you shall not defraud, honor your father and mother. Teacher declared, all these things I've kept since I was a boy. Jesus looked at him and loved him. One thing you lack, Jesus said, go sell everything you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come and follow me. And this the man's face fell. He went away sad because he had great wealth. When I read this passage, it is contradictory, or it's a paradox to me, because when I read John chapter 10 verse 10, it says that Jesus came to bring life, and life in abundance. The word abundance means overflow. It means that every need in my life is met, and I have more than enough. The word abundance is also connected to natural material things. And so Jesus says, I want you to have abundance, more than enough. And then at this stage, he says, I want you to give everything away. And so I look at this part, and it's a paradox. I mean, what is in it? But then when I look deeper into Mark, I realize what he is saying, and I realize that this man, this ruler, the reason why Jesus says, I want to give everything away, is because this ruler has found his identity in natural things. And so today, God is not after the things that we want to give, but He's after the things that we don't want to give. And so we can have someone that give when we look at natural things, they can be big givers. But it's not the big giving, it's what they don't want to give. It's the things, the treasures that they have in their life, and that treasure can become an idol, and it can limit them to grow into what God has for them. Now, there's many pastors today that find their identity in the title of a pastor. There's many prophets today, there's many apostles today, there's many businessmen today, businesswomen today, that find their identity in their title. I've just sat with a businessman in America. He's retiring this year. He says, Andre, after 30 years of very successful business, I'm retiring, and my life has no meaning anymore. And the reason is because his entire identity was built around that company. It was built around that position. And so suddenly, when he steps down, he has no purpose anymore. He has no identity anymore because he doesn't have that position anymore. I believe that identity this year will be one of the major things in our lives, where we have to find our identity in Christ. Not in your position, not in your work, not being a pastor, not being a prophet. Before I am a prophet, I'm a son. If Before you're a businessman, you are a son of God. Before you are a businesswoman, you are a daughter of God. That is your true identity. That is who you really are. And so it is something, even though you lose everything in the natural, it's something that you cannot lose in the spirit, because that's your true identity. But when your identity is found in natural things, I've seen the last couple of months how people have went from everything to nothing in their lives. It's amazing how quickly things can change. People can be very successful at one month, and the other month lose everything. And it will be vital for you to find your identity in Him. Pastor Ruan and Yolandi are still standing today because they don't find their identity in a church building. If that was their identity, then they would have given up. But their identity is in Christ, and because it's in Him, they can continue. They can move on. They have the strength to stand up the next day and continue, because this is not who they are. Ministry is not who they are. It's what we do because we love God. But our true identity is found in Him. In Luke 15:11, Jesus continued, there was a man who had 2 sons. It's a story of the parable of the father with the 2 sons, and one of the sons took his inheritance and he left with his inheritance. Now, what is amazing to me about the story is that this is not just a story. This is a parable, and parables represent God. This is the Father that's been represented in the story. It's not just a great story that they're telling. It's a story that's full of revelation. It's a story that reveals the Father's heart, the Father's character. So, I want you to understand that as long as you live in the Father's house, as long as you live in His house, and you abide by His rules, many fathers that say today to their children, as long as you're under this roof, you will abide to these rules. And so they don't really have freedom. They don't really have the authority to make their own decisions, because resources is still limited to the roof, or to the father's authority. So the son comes and he says, I want my inheritance. I want to be in a position where I have free will, and make my own decisions, and I also have the resources or the capital to be able to go and do that. And look at the heart of the Father. The heart of the Father says, okay, you're welcome to go and make your own decisions. Today, the Father gives us free will. He says, you can choose what you want to do with your life. You can choose whether you want to be in ministry or in business. I give you free will. And I give you inheritance. Our inheritance today is Jesus. I give you inheritance, wherever you go, you can choose what you want to do with your life. Well, the son goes and he takes his inheritance, he spoils it, and then quickly realizes that the father's house, even if he's just a servant in the father's house, that the living conditions is better than his situation. And so he came to his senses. The motive of his heart was ready to repent, ready to come back, and he decided, I'm going to go back, I'm going to repent to the Father, ask for forgiveness, and I'm willing to come back just as a servant. There are many people today that the motive of their heart is not clear. They want to repent, they want to come back, but they want to come back and they want to be in the same position that they're in. They're not willing to start over, they're not willing to start under, they're not willing to serve again. And so this son's heart, the motive of his heart is pure. He says, I need to come back, and I'm willing just to serve again. I'm willing to do that. And it's important for us that when we have a repentant heart, to be in that state, we have that motive to start at the bottom. God will not let us start at the bottom. God will bless us and restore us, but our motive must be pure. I've seen so many times throughout my life, our people have messed up things in their lives, but their motive was pure. Because they have a pure heart, a pure motive, it worked out for them. Suddenly things work out because of the motive of their heart. And so God looks at the motive of the heart. He looks at the reason why we're doing things and what's happening in our heart, and not just at our actions or what is happening on the outside. And so the son comes back. It's amazing to me again, the father's heart. The day when the son left the house, he left the house, but the father's heart never left him. The father didn't say to him, the day when you leave this house, you can never return again. The father said, go, but my heart is still with you. I'm waiting for you to return. You always want me to come back. But the father did not run after him and support his ways. but his heart was still with him. So when the son came back, the father did not stand at the front door of the house and say, well, you'll walk all the way back to this front door, you'll knock on this door, and I'll wait a couple of minutes, make you feel bad before I open the door. No, the father was waiting for him to return. And from afar, the father saw him, and then the father ran and he met him halfway. Met him halfway. The son had a heart of repentance. He was ready to repent. But I believe that he did not get the opportunity to repent completely, because in that state of repentance, the father immediately started to restore him. The equipment that I want to give you this year is these three things. Luke 15 verse 22 says, but the father said to his servants, quick, bring the best robe, put it on him, put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. I want you to write down these three things. These three things will be critical things in 2020 to help you in your walk with God. I want you to write down the word robe, ring, and sandals. So immediately the father put a robe around him. The robe represents authority that he had. And so immediately his authority was reinstated. He left the house, he lost authority. But when he came back, his authority was reinstated in his life. He got authority again. He was not just a servant anymore. He got the same robe as a son in the house. And he gave him his authority back to step into that. The second thing that the father did is give him a ring for his finger. The day when you go into covenant, you get married, you give your husband or wife a ring as a symbol of covenant. That we're entering a covenant with one another. And so immediately, the father restored covenant with him at that moment. Now, covenant functions above and beyond works. When you date a person, when you are engaged to a person, there's a lot of works involved. You make coffee, you buy flowers, you do a lot of things because you're working this relationship. But then the day when you get married, you enter a covenant that is beyond works. So today, when my wife doesn't bring me a cup of coffee, I'm not going to leave her or reject her because I'm in covenant with her and it's beyond works. Okay? And so the same thing, I buy flowers, but the day when I forget to buy flowers, she's not going to throw me away because I didn't buy flowers. We have entered the covenant. Covenant functions beyond works. So immediately, the father restores covenant. It's very important because the servants are watching at this moment. And the servant is looking at the son and saying, where have you been? What is the fruit of your labor, of your life? We want to see works. What have you been doing? Show us the results of your life. And so immediately the father takes him beyond works. And so the servants cannot judge him anymore because his beyond works is in covenant now. And covenant functions beyond any works that we can do in our lives. The third thing that the father does is he gives him sandals for his feet. Sandals represents qualified. When the disciples went out, they didn't take anything with them. The only thing that they had was the sandals on their feet. The sandals represented that they're qualified for the job, they're ready to go. These three things are very important for this year and to determine your level of success this year. You need to understand that you have authority, number one. Number two, you need to understand that you are in covenant with God. And the third thing that you need to understand is that you are qualified. Every time when you want to do something, always, the enemy comes and he puts a question mark on that. He says, are you sure you're ready? Do you think you're the man for the job? There's always someone better for the job or the position. And this year you need to understand that you've been qualified by God to be able to do what you're doing. This year we celebrate 20 years of ministry. Someone asked me recently, they said, how do you experience this? The first year of ministry and after 20 years, what is your experience? Obviously when you started, you were insecure, you were afraid, you were anxious. And so 20 years later, how does it feel? And I say to them that after 20 years of ministry, it feels to me like now I know less than when I started. That's what it feels like. But I thank God that He has qualified me. And so I'm not just limited to my natural ability, to my wisdom, to my information, to my training, in my education, I've been qualified. And because I've been qualified by Him, it puts me in a different bracket. Suddenly there's a greater authority on my life because He has qualified. He has given me authority. If I look at the natural things, it'll look to me like I'm failing. And when I look in the Spirit, I can see what God's been doing in my life. Now, covenant will be a major part of this year. I pray for you this morning that you would have a revelation of covenant. I have revelation in covenant. There's things that God has shared with me. But I pray that God will reveal to you covenant. He will open up covenant to you that you would understand personally what covenant means and what the authority of the power is within covenant. Now, if I think about covenant, I think about Abraham immediately. Genesis chapter 13, verse 9, God speaks to Abraham. He says, it's time for you to split ways from Lot. This partnership that you have needs to end. This partnership. And so, in Genesis 13, verse 9, he says, Abraham says to Lot, he says, let's part company. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left. Prophetically, I believe that God is breaking certain partnerships this year. It started already by the end of last year, but there's unhealthy partnerships that people have. I'm not saying that God is breaking all partnerships. There's certain partnerships that's good. But any form of unhealthy partnerships in business, ministry, God is breaking or releasing people this year of unhealthy partnerships. Partnerships that's affecting their life for too long, God is releasing people from that this year. Now, Abraham understands covenant. You can only react in the way that Abraham reacts if you understand covenant. If you don't understand covenant, it will have disastrous effects if you make the same decision that he's making now. So Abraham understands covenant. He says to Lot, you choose what land you want. Whatever you choose, I'll take whatever remains. And so Lot runs after blessings. So Lot looks at the land, he says that part is more prosperous. The green part, I'll take that. It's close to, there's water, that's the place to be. This is where I'm going to start my business. This is where I'm going to start my church, because it's more prosperous. I'm going to go for that. Okay? And so he goes for it. Abraham understands covenant. Abraham does not run after blessings. But Abraham has the blessing upon his life. If you are in covenant, you carry the blessing of the Lord. And Abraham knows that wherever he goes, the blessing of the Lord goes with him. And even if he goes into the desert, water will follow him. A river will come to him because of the blessing of the Lord that's upon his life. Very important this year for you to understand covenant. Understand covenant. Don't be a Lot this year. Don't be like Lot, running after blessings, quitting this job and going from that job to that job because you're looking for something that looks like it's more profitable, that looks like it's a higher position, it's got more benefits, and you run from place to place to place. Don't run after blessings in 2020. In 2020, God wants you to carry the blessing. He wants you to realize that the blessing is upon your life, and when you go, the blessing of the Lord goes with you. Whatever you touch will turn into something that's prosperous, and it will start to work. You might say to me this morning, Andre, I'm a domestic worker. I work at a gas station, petrol station. How does this apply to my life? It applies to your life in exactly the same way. Because in the area of work that you are, while you're working in that area, in that place, you're taking the blessing of the Lord into that place, that house, that business will start to prosper. The blessing of the Lord will come upon that place, and as that place starts to prosper, you will share in the blessing. And so don't run after blessings. Don't think, well, I'm going to quit this job because that job will pay me a little bit more. You cannot run, you cannot live that way anymore. But you'll continue to run after blessings for the rest of your life. Something needs to shift in your mind, something needs to change, where you realize the blessing is upon your life. And when you go, the blessing of the Lord is there in that place. Now, I'm sharing this with you today on a Sunday, but tomorrow morning on a Monday, you're going to start to run after blessings here. I'm sharing this with you this morning to remind you Don't be part of that rat race. Don't get into that. Don't get involved in that. You have to change the way you think about things. You have to remind yourself. As soon as I start to run out of things again, I have to sit. I have to remind myself, Andre, you have a covenant with God. God has a covenant with you. And so stop trying to do things in your own ability, in your own strength, in your own power. You are a covenant child. The blessing needs to follow you. The blessing needs to come to you. So I have to constantly, I have to renew my mind. I have to remind myself, no, I'm not going to be part of this race. They can run for it. But the blessing of the Lord will come to me, and my future and my destiny and my life is secure in Him, because my identity is in Him. When you understand covenant, you understand your identity. You know who you are. There's three things that were very important this year. The first thing, and I'm going to add three additional things to the message this morning. The first thing is your identity. The second thing is your faithfulness. And the third thing is your stewardship. These three things, things that you can apply, will help you this year. Number one, identity. Your identity is found in Him. You have to remind yourself over and over and over that it's not in what I'm doing. We live in a society today where it's all about input and output. This is the hours that I put in, this is the results. This is the amount of work that I do, this is the salary that I get. This is the world system. Father Christmas comes back on Christmas Day and it brings gifts to the good children. That's it. If the children have not been good this year, they're not getting any gifts. The world system of things. Everything based on works. We have to get out of that this year. I'm not saying be lazy. I'm not saying don't put in the effort and the time. I'm saying we need to live on a higher level, where it's above our ability or works. You cannot just don't be caught into that where, well, this is what I've done and this is the results. God wants to do something beyond that this year. It's not just limited to what you put in. God will take you to a greater level because of covenant. That is your identity. Secondly, your faithfulness. This year, your faithfulness is important. Also, reminding for them to stand here today is their faithfulness. That's it. Now, if I look at this door, and faithfulness opens the door in your life, the other knob, the other side of this door is unfaithfulness. Unfaithfulness can close the exact same door that faithfulness opened in your life. Two sides of it. And so this year, remain faithful. Remain faithful. Remain loyal. Remain faithful. You see what God will do? Faithfulness will open doors in your life. People want more. Everyone wants more. I want to have more money. I want to grow. I want to be my ministry. I want more. The way to get more is to be faithful. That's it. If you are faithful with what you have, God will enlarge you. God will expand you. God will take you to a greater level. But remain faithful with what you have in your life. And the last thing is your stewardship. I realized when it comes to stewardship that you own nothing, but you are a steward of everything. You own nothing. The money that you have in your bank account is not yours. You're a steward of that. It belongs to God. The natural things that you have, resources, property, whatever it is that you own, it's not yours. You don't own it. But you're a steward of everything. Of everything. And so it's important this year to be a steward with what you possess, or what is in your life. Don't see it as yours. See it as God. Say, God, this is what I have. Might be little, but I'll be a steward with it. What is your plan? What do you say must I do with this? And so I want to add on to this, when we talk just about finances, this year, 2020, you have to give intentionally. You not just give because we have to give. You have to give intentionally because you have to be a steward with what God has given you. I found in my life that a lot of times I give because there's a need. That's why I give. There's a need. So I'm just getting into needs the whole time. There will always be needs around you. Always. But this year we have to learn to give intentionally. Not just into needs. steward of what you give me. What do you want me to do? It's yours. I've seen people recently, like I said, that have went from the highest level that could be to the lowest level. And it's challenging to them because they thought it was theirs. But when you realize it belongs to God, it changes everything. You can go through a storm, you can go through a tough time, you can lose a lot, but it doesn't affect you because your identity is in Him and it belongs to Him. And so God can restore that at any moment. He can put it back into your life. Anytime He can put you in a higher position or better position. But through all of this, God is looking at the heart. You think that God is looking at the numbers, the possessions, property, the business, how good your business is doing, how well you're doing in ministry, how many services you do a year. No, God looks at the heart. Through all of this, He looks at the motive of the heart. Every challenge, when we go through a storm, God does not look at the storm, but He looks at what happens in your heart during that storm. That's what He looks. And so this year, guard your heart. Guard your heart. When you go through things, make sure that your heart remains still. Don't allow bitterness or things to happen in your heart. Because God looks at the motive of the heart. People can rob you and steal from you, and they can take everything. They lose everything. But they cannot take that. They cannot determine what happens in your heart. You're still in control of that. When you go through trials and tribulation, and when you go through people that leave you, people that abandon you, you go through rejection, you can control what happens in your heart. You can decide, will I allow bitterness to come into my heart or not? And so keep your heart pure this year in 2020. Amen? Amen. Let's pray. Thank you, Father, for every person that's here this morning. Father, I pray specifically for 2020. I pray for this year. I pray for what you are doing this year in the earth and in your sons and daughters' lives. Father, I pray for every person here that this year they will carry a revelation in covenant. They will have an understanding that they are in covenant with you. Father, I pray that they will understand that they are qualified and that they have authority. There's authority upon their lives and what they do. I declare that in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Before I continue, I want to give you an opportunity to accept Christ and also to come back to Him. You cannot afford to live a life without authority. You cannot afford to live a life out of covenant. If you're out of covenant, you work and work and work and work and work, it will never be good enough. You cannot afford that. So I want to give people opportunity. If you have never accepted Christ, the most important thing that you can do, and I want to give you that opportunity to accept Christ today. And then also, if you have left the house, like the son, you're still a son, you're still a daughter, but you left the house, I want to invite you to come back as quickly as possible. Even if you left the house just for a month, even if it's 6 months, come back as quickly as possible. Doesn't matter what happened out there, doesn't matter where you've been, come back. Get back into authority, get back into covenant, get restored as quickly as possible. Come back so that you can walk in covenant this year. You need to understand that when you are out of covenant, when you don't have authority, then the enemy has a right to attack you. You have to understand that. You have the right to speak for you. You have the right to attack you. And there's nothing we can do about it. But when you are a son of God, a daughter of God, and the enemy tries to attack you, tries to steal from you, then we have the right to command you to be here. Then you have the authority. But we don't have authority if you're not in authority. And so it's important for you to be there. So I want to quickly ask you, for the first time, if you need to accept Christ today, I want you to quickly stand where you are. It's nothing that you have to be ashamed of. It's the best, most important decision that you can make in your life. It's nothing more. So anyone here today, you need to accept Christ. We're going to pray right now, not tomorrow, not later. We're praying now for it. I want you to stand just where you are. And then secondly, also, if you are returning, if you need to return, just stand where you are. We want to pray with you, or we want to get you back into authority. You want to stand? Please. most important thing that you can do, decision that you can make. Please, we welcome you back. Father is waiting for you to come back. He's looking for a father. We want to get you back into authority, back into government, back qualified, as quickly as we can. Doesn't matter how long you've been away. For years, it's been a day, you need to come back. Get back into it. I want to give you the opportunity. This is what it's all about. We can preach and we can teach, but if you're not in the family, it doesn't apply to your life. There's no faith. It cannot apply. And I want to make sure that you can apply. Now, as you stand this morning, I want you to know in a split second what happens. In a split second, God is restoring you. In a split second, He's giving you authority back. And as you leave this place here today, you leave with authority. As you stand, immediately, your authority is reinstated. Reinstated. There's authority upon your place. There's authority upon you immediately. One more, just anyone, please. You need to stand, please. Don't miss this. I want to see God's children be effective this year. Have authority in business, have authority in ministry, have authority in their families. This is what needs to happen. Now, as you stand, remember, after this moment, the enemy has nothing on you anymore. Nothing. When you leave this place, there's nothing of the past of 2019 that you can use against you. Nothing. The servants wanted you. They were ready to challenge you. The servants was ready to say, well, just get back into the house. The enemy can have it. We're going to talk about your works. We've been slaves, we've been working. Look at this wall, I've painted this wall, what have you done? We've worked here, we've labored in this garden, we've planted this vegetables, what have you done? And immediately the Father put him in covenant. And when he put him in covenant, they had nothing on him anymore. Because it's about the works. Okay? Amen. I'm going to ask Pastor Dua just to come and pray with you, to welcome you back into the kingdom of God. He's the pastor here, he's the spiritual authority here, and then we will minister from there. This is the most important decision that you can make. I'm going to end and pray a blessing over you. May God bless you and what you do this year. So right now, we're not just praying for people in business, we're praying for people in business, but in ministry, in all walks of life. This year, you have to understand the blessing of the Lord is upon our life. The blessing of the Lord is upon you. And so, Father, I pray for every person right now. I speak your blessing upon them. Your blessing. Father, I pray a blessing upon this ministry. I pray a blessing upon businessmen and businesswomen here. I pray a blessing on children. I pray a blessing upon every person here. Thank you, Father, for Mercy and Grace Ministries. That we can celebrate with them today what you have been doing, and we can release a blessing upon them in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. The first 5 years of this ministry was grace. It's by the grace of God that you are here. It's by the grace of God that you still stand. This 5 years. It is nothing. It's by the grace of God. Nothing else. God has built this ministry. God has worked through this ministry through grace. But the next 5 years will be years of growth. Growth. 5 years of grace, 5 years of growth. The next 5 years will be years of growth where God will build His church. Not a person, not the pastor, God. God will build. And so you've done be obedient what God has told you to do, and I sense that these 5 years that God's been growing people. Not a building, growing people. And so these 5 years was years of grace where you grew people. Now, when God grows people, there's pressure. When God grows people, sometimes people cannot handle the pressure. You can't stand under the pressure. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's just the pressure becomes too much. And so there's a lot of people that couldn't take the pressure. They couldn't handle the pressure. The thing that I said about him is that they couldn't be vulnerable and allow God to finish His work in them. And so they got up and they left. They got off the table. They started to make their own plans and own things. Nothing wrong with that. God's grace is still upon them. But it was a time of growth, but personal growth. That 5 years. God grew you inwardly. And so I want to congratulate you. Those of you that's still here. Those of you that's still part of this ministry. Those of you that's still connected, whether it's business, whatever area of part it is. I want to congratulate you that you have come through this past 5 years. And today, you can stand here and you can celebrate and be part of what God has done. Now, it's amazing that there's one worker that works 5 years, but then there's another one that just comes in 3 months before the 5-year celebration. And they all share the same inheritance, the same name. All of it. Everyone has been part of it. And so what God was happening spiritually here is affecting everyone. And so 5 years God grew people inwardly. But I want to say to you that the next 5 years that God is going to grow you outwardly. And so if you are in business, if you're a farmer, if you are in ministry, the next 5 years you will start to see growth on the outside. You will see growth happening around you. And it's not going to be you, it's going to be God. You continue to do what you do, but God will grow. God will grow. It will be an outward manifestation of what God's been doing inwardly this 5 years. So 5 years of growth that you are entering now, that our sight is on God. God will build His church. God will build His church. And so don't jump and now everyone get the shovel and say, no, we're going to let God build. Let God build. This building is temporary. It's a place that God has brought you to, and there's a reason. Let me tell you something. This building is a greater blessing than you realize. It's a blessing in disguise. This is not moving backwards. This is moving forward. This is a blessing from the Lord. It's a blessing from the Lord. It's a blessing from the Lord. At the same time, you are also bringing the blessing of the Lord into this place. This building, churches, whoever gathers in this place will be blessed, will be prosperous. It doesn't matter if they sing slow songs or fast songs or no songs, they'll be blessed because the blessing of the Lord comes upon this place. It comes in this place. This is kingdom. The kingdom will start to expand and will start to grow. This is what God is doing. This is just it's a second season of where you are. But there is a place that God is preparing. When I look in the Spirit, I still see land. I still see land. I still see land. I still see land. I do not see a building that is completely finished or done that you just walk into. I see land. I see land. But God wants to build His church. So I pray for that. Pray for that land in the Spirit. We secure it. We secure it. We put angels around it. We protect it. If I say protect, I mean nothing wicked will happen on that land. Nothing strange. They won't open a liquor store on that land. Nothing strange will happen on that land. We pray for that land. It's set apart. It's sanctified. It's prepared for what God wants to do in the future. Amen? So I call that forth in the mighty name of Jesus. You want to stand and we're going to go into the dedication.